a book written by Napoleon Hill.
Yeah. We're gonna wait for 2 more people to come on so we can start talking. We are live. We are officially
Are we
live.
going? We
Yeah.
good, good, good. Yo. Welcome back to another episode of the Fit Sam Community Podcast, where we look to enrich, enlighten, and inspire all our viewers and listeners. Thank you all for tapping in with us again on another blessed, beautiful, consistent Monday.
Seriously.
Another week of progression, another week of purpose.
Yes.
Yeah, another week of moving forward
Yeah.
and getting better.
We got multiple cameras, so that's why we're looking.
Yeah. And like I said earlier, before the official live started, we are officially live on TikTok and we are live on Instagram. Our Instagram is the same. Is it the same? No, it's
Fit
different.
Sam Community.
Oh, this is the I Am Fit Sam page.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
our Instagram is Fit Sam Community. If you want to see what we do outside of just Mondays, we got a lot going on.
Yep, breaking down this book by Napoleon Hill.
So if you all have not been tuned in yet to Fit Sam Community Podcast, season 11, episode 2, Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill, we've been talking about really the main thing that stood out to us last week was drifting. How the enemy wants you to be in a state of drifting, and how you come into this state of drifting is by not knowing your purpose or not even wanting to find out what your purpose is about. So we do believe that this book is a good read. We have other let's go. Okay, TikTok fire. All right, so we have other episodes on Fit Sam Community Podcast, which is available on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Google Cast, anything that is an audio. You can find Fit Sam Community Podcast on there and hear about the conversations that we've been having throughout the whole year.
Exactly.
We're only getting better. And we do believe that consistency is key. So thank you to everybody that is tuned in, that have been tuned in, that has been sending us suggestions, have been telling us how we can be better. We're here to be genuine, pure, real, and honest.
No, seriously, and don't hesitate to send in any suggestions.
Yes.
On any type of topics, any type of books, any type of I don't want to speak too much on the next series that we got coming up, but just anything that you may find interesting, that you may want broken down in depth.
Yes.
Don't be afraid to suggest that. In fact, that is how this series here came to be. What's the exact story behind?
Rudy, he's shout out to Rudy. He's probably gonna watch this later on Instagram, but he told me that we should do Outwitting the Devil because he heard about the book that we did before this, which was the 48 Laws of Power, which was just part 1, you guys. So he told us that we should get into breaking down books because individuals do like reading books, but sometimes our attention span can be a little short. So with that being said, Outwitting the Devil was created, but even deeper than that, it helped us realize the direction of where we can take Fit Sam Community Podcast together. Yeah. So that's how it's
I like it. Yeah. I like it. Like I say, and like Sam said, man, just last week's word, the word for last week's episode. If you type into last week's episode, which was the intro. Last week's word was optimism. Optimism. If you don't know what it means, look it up for yourself. But we're going to tell you here. It's just being excited for the future, being excited for what's to come. Yes. It's truly a blessing to be excited for what's to come.
Yes, and we don't know what's to come. So that's what makes it so exciting.
That's what makes it so exciting.
That's something that I just learned how to period. Let's go. But that's something that I've learned this year was just to be optimistic because it's always going to play out how we want to, even better. It's never going to play out how we want to. It always is going to play out better. Okay.
Yeah.
So why this episode matters today? We're going through 4 through 6. Okay. So why this episode matters is these chapters are getting in the heart of the book, touching on fear, self-doubt, drifting away from our true purpose can hold us back. Understanding these concepts isn't just theoretical, it is practical, and it can make a huge difference how we live our day-to-day life. And I don't know about you or the viewers, but I want to live a purpose-filled life day to day. One thing I realized this week, and I think Saturday when I fully felt better, was I just woke up and everything just felt so new, but it was a realization that every day is new. We have to take a hold of that. Every single day is new. We've never been here before. Like, we could plan for this day all day, but we don't know what today had looked like until we actually got here. So I love that.
Oh, I just thought about it. I got a quote that I seen earlier this morning. It's the saying that you only live once is a lie. You live every day, but you die once. You understand what I'm saying? That's what it's supposed to be. Live every day.
Yeah.
You live every day. You don't live once. You live every day. Every day is another opportunity for you to make whatever you push and whatever your dreams are come true.
Yes.
That's the beautiful thing about this whole existence.
Yes.
Today could be the day. It could happen right now.
No, today could be the day.
Today could be the day.
Today could be the day.
Today.
How much do you believe that today can be the day?
No, seriously.
Like, what are you doing to make today the day?
Possible, right.
Like, what are you doing? Sheesh. Okay, Trey, so let's talk about last week. How was our week? How was your week? We gotta pray. That's what I'm talking about.
Let's go. So, hey, touch somebody. Touch somebody. If you're around anybody, touch somebody. Thank you, my God. We love you. We thank you. We glorify you. We praise you, my God. Be with us all. Watch over us all. Bless and guide us all, my God. Keep us all consistent in all that we do, my God. Keep us all focused, my God, and all getting closer to you in all aspects of our lives, my God. Allow us to better ourselves in all aspects of our lives, my God, mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, intellectually. Allow us to gain new knowledge and wisdom each and every day, my God. Be with all those who we love and we care for, my God. We love you. We thank you. We praise you, my God. Thank you for everything, my God. I love you. Wow, let's go.
Amen.
Let's go.
Amen. If you touch and agree with that prayer, go ahead and type amen. We are live on TikTok and Instagram.
Officially. And hold on, don't forget you can catch us our audio lives on Spotify
and Apple exclusively.
Okay, thank you. Okay, let's get it. All right, so like you were saying, last week's recap. You go first because I already know what I'm gonna say. But you go first. Go ahead.
Last week was a week for me. I did not feel good at all. Like after the podcast on Monday, like around 2:00, I just randomly took a nap. But when I woke up, I'm just like, wow, I don't feel good. And then I tried to push through my day because, I thought I was Superwoman. So I tried to push through my day. But when I got into the light and when I got into Reconstructed by Sam, which is my gym, man, I just couldn't even do it. My eyes was red. My body was weak. My head was throbbing.
Sheesh.
I had the worst headaches of my life last week. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. Yeah. And I was just pushing through it. But last week showed me that every day is new, one. And no matter how much busyness doesn't mean that you're actually being progressing. Because I tried to come home last week and get some work done just to feel good, but I ended up messing up my whole brand and everything with it. So it just made me realize that when it's time to rest, listen to your body, literally. And something I realized about myself last week was, no nonsense. I don't want any no more nonsense in my life. Like where I'm going in life is just I'm learning. Shout out to everybody that's trying to go live with us right now. We're not going to accept it because we're in the middle of a podcast. But if you want to leave a comment, go ahead and leave a comment. But what I realized in my life is that I've always been I'm ambitious. I'm very hungry for the goals and the vision that I have in my mind of where God is taking me. And I'm just learning how to balance. I'm just learning how to be selfless but selfish at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And I got closer to God this week, so
Mm.
that's what's up. Rudy, we was just talking about you.
Oh, that's Rudy?
Yeah, we was just talking about you.
Rudy, my boy. Hey, thank you, Rudy, for suggesting the book Outwitting the Devil by Mr. Napoleon Hill. Great book. This is gonna be an awesome series, man. Shout out to you, big homie. Yeah, my bad. Is the question on me?
Yeah.
So balance. Hold on. So you're learning to be. You've already learned the selfless part.
Yes.
But now you're at a stage in life where you feel like it's time to be, in certain aspects of your life, a little selfish.
Yes.
Selfish with what exactly? Like your time.
Yeah.
Selfish with your friendship. Like selfish in what ways?
I think when I say selfish, I'm just meaning overall selfish. Like I will always be a benefit to others, but who's a benefit to me?
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
So when I say selfish, it's selfish in what I know God has already ordained me and called me to be. So I shouldn't feel like I'm lacking anything because God comes first.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's just all I'm learning is not to put man before God. And if God says it, it's so. So balance, just keeping God first. That's the balance for me. Selfish is keeping God first and not turning to man first.
Okay.
Selfish is God first.
I like
God
that.
First, God first.
I like that. Selfish equals God first for you.
Yes.
I like that.
Equals God first for me.
I like that.
And that's the answer I just came up with. I was trying to figure out like what does selfish mean to me, and it's just keeping God first, putting God first in everything. God, is this something that we want to do? Like, is this something that we want to respond to?
You.
Like, God first.
I got you.
What about you? You ready?
Yeah. I have my answer. Man, last week was awesome. Anytime that we can get the production company to come out and get some work in, shout out to GB4L Production. Shout out to everything that we're pushing.
Yes.
Anytime that we can get the production come out to come get some good work, it's always a blessing. And what was that, last Saturday?
Yes.
Last Saturday was awesome. Not only did I get some good punching in, I'm talking I got some great punching in. The meeting that first of all, Sam had 2 meetings Saturday. Can you say that right quick?
Yes, I had 2 meetings. I had my CEO on a mission part 2 meet and greet, which is winter semester is officially on the horizon. I'm so excited to see what God is going to do with these ladies, which is finding her. That's what this winter semester is all about. And then I had tipping the scale for trainers to come out and just gain knowledge, understanding, and insight on how they can take their business to the next level.
No, seriously. All right, so the insight, what was it? The insight train, what was it again? What was
tip the scale.
Tip the scale. The tip the scale meeting. Oh man, the tip the scale meeting was awesome. The tip the scale meeting really made me realize it made me come to the realization that man, this is something that I enjoy, and we talked about this before, but this is something that I enjoy doing, is being a benefit to those around me. You understand what I'm saying? Like truly helping those around me, making those around me better. You know what I'm saying? I'm always looking forward. I'm always progressing. Like, you know what I'm saying? And the ideas and the influence that I give out to those around me, like, you know what I'm saying? It's a good feeling to know that you're making a difference.
Yes.
Oh, it's a good feeling to know that you're genuinely making a difference.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody is actually listening to the advice that you're giving them because it's good advice. Yeah. It's genuine advice. It's smart advice. Now, you know what I'm saying? So I love being a contribution. I love to contribute. Like, you see what I'm saying? I like to play my role. You know what I'm saying? See, that's one thing that I love, that I've come to the realization about myself as well, is that I don't have to be the leader. I don't have to necessarily be the one that's just necessarily in charge. Like, I'm fine playing my role. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If this who you know what I'm saying, who got this going on and we behind this, man, I'm 100,000% behind it. Ain't no ego involved when it comes to me. I like playing my position. I like playing my role.
Yes.
I also found out last week that I'm an angel.
No, seriously.
No, seriously. A cosmic observer of sorts. Yeah. Last week was awesome, man. Last week was a vibe. Last week was peaceful. Last week was progressive.
Yes.
Finding out things that we got going on outside of the GV4L brand, outside of the podcast, figuring things out and getting those things moving forward.
Yes.
So last week was awesome.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
So again, we are in the book Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. Last week was an intro. We explored how the devil used fear and drifting to keep us from reaching our potential. Today, we're going to continue to talk about drifting at the end of today's podcast as well. But if you haven't got a chance, go ahead and check us out to get caught up with what we're talking about today. So today we're tackling chapters 4 through 6. We'll be discussing the concept of drifting in a greater detail, understanding the confession continues, and uncovering the 7 principles that can help us out with the devil in our own lives. So
Uncovering.
yes. So go ahead, Trey. Chapter 4.
Chapter 4. The confession continues. Chapter 4. Remember, we are breaking down chapters 4 through 6 today. Chapter 4, the confession continues. Fear is the tool the devil uses to control people, causing them to drift away from their goals and their purpose. We that's something that this book made us realize. Getting into it is that a purposeless life is one filled with sin.
Yeah.
That's what the other side wants you not even to even attempt to find your purpose. Just be here. Just live in this world. You know what I'm saying? Purposely. So that concept of drifting. Shout out to Napoleon Hill for coming up with that. Drifting away from one's purpose, one's goals. In this chapter, Napoleon Hill continues his fictional interview with the devil, revealing how the devil exploits human weaknesses to maintain control over people. The devil confesses that fear and ignorance are the primary tools he uses to keep people in a state of inertia and prevent them from realizing their true potential.
Yes. So
a state of inertia. People don't even know what inertia means. Slow movement.
Inertia means slow movement, and it says prevents them from realizing their true potential. Wow.
Exactly. Like I said, one is not living his or her purpose. You're just here.
Yeah.
Like you're going. It's almost like you're going against the grain of what you were created to do.
Jeez.
Not finding one's purpose.
Yeah.
Oh, you just here having fun. You just here for fun. And that's exactly why those who don't, until you find out and you start living in your purpose, you are cursed to repeat living in this realm.
Yeah.
You keep being reincarnated almost in a sense. You know what I'm saying? That's reincarnation basically.
Yeah.
But until your spirit learns what it's supposed to learn here and it moves in this purpose that it's supposed to have and move in here, you keep repeating the same thing. Just the same process until you get it.
Yeah. If you notice that you're living in cycles, certain things keep happening at around the same time of year, or even if you're going through something and you make it out, but then you find yourself in it again maybe 2-3 weeks or a month later, 2 months later, whatever, you have to realize that you are keeping yourself in a cycle. That cycle, God allows that cycle to keep happening because he wants you to learn the lesson out of it. And until you learn the lesson out of the cycle that you are consistently placing yourself in, you're not gonna progress forward like you truly want. It's always going to be a drawback. It's always going to be a drawback, and now you're gonna think, oh, I'm living a generational curse. No, you're living generational stupidity.
Yeah, see.
Because you're really not progressing the way that you need to be to break the cycle for your family or yourself.
Or yourself, yeah.
So
people like to blame that on that generational curse.
Yes, you cannot point the finger at nobody. Remember that you are here for a reason.
Find your purpose and live in it.
Find your purpose and live in it, and realize that you hold the answer.
No, seriously. All right, so key points of chapter 4. The devil's strategies rely on fear, doubt, and indecision. What do you think about that? The devil's strategies rely on fear, doubt, and indecision.
Oh, yeah. Because you don't know what you fear, boom. I'm in my head. I'm worried. Okay, boom. Doubt. It's like, oh, I'm not good enough for that, or I can't do that. The word I can't, that's a strong word. Remember that there is power, there is life and death in the power of our tongue. So if I consistently tell myself, I can't, now I'm doubting myself, I'm doubting my abilities, and I'm doubting my God. You know, because it's like I'm here for no reason. And then indecision, that's like a prime example. We made a decision, but we were like, should we go live on Facebook
Yeah,
or Instagram?
confused, yeah.
You know, like the confusion was there, but he was screaming the answer.
Right.
He was screaming the answer on what we should do. But if I had chose Facebook, and then I would have went on Facebook, and now I'm in my head like, dang, we shouldn't have went on Facebook. We should have went on Instagram.
Right.
So indecision is confusion.
Uh-huh.
Confusion.
And who's associated with confusion?
Somebody answer.
Right.
Somebody answer. Who is affiliated with confusion?
No, seriously. Another key point. Most people live in a state of drifting, which means they are not in control of their thoughts or actions.
Sheesh.
I can't, man. Look, that's one thing about it, man. I just cannot. A person that gives into their instincts is just a person that you need to be afraid of. A person that gives into their urges, keeping people in a state of drift and they can't control their thoughts and actions. You just oh yeah. A person that cannot control their thoughts and actions is somebody that you need to be mindful of.
Sheesh, a person that cannot control their thoughts or actions.
Yeah, somebody that literally can't be controlled. They literally can't be controlled.
That is literally the enemy.
That's all that is. Yeah.
That I don't even have nothing else to say because I had a flashback on a few, like where that I've faced that in my life,
right,
like with other people. So, wow.
Another key point. Fear is a powerful tool that keeps people from taking risks and achieving their goals.
Yep. Fear will stop you from going to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
Fear will keep you in that cycle. You know, look good for now. You might get one step further or one step closer to your goal, and then you fall right back into fear.
Right.
You know, it don't have to be anything. Like I say, sin does not have to be anything that's tangible. Sin is simply your obedience. Sin is simply your trusting. Sin is simply, obedience.
Yeah.
Your disobedience. You know, so.
Okay, why it's important. Recognizing how fear operates in our lives helps us reclaim control. When we understand that fear is often an illusion, we can move forward with confidence. This is what I think. I think if it don't kill you, go for it. No, seriously. Keep it plain and simple. My whole thing with this life is in a realm that's so complicated, make it simple. Simplify it. As best you can, simplify it. What did I say?
Recognizing how fear operates in our life. That's where you at with it?
Yeah. If it don't kill you, go for it. That's where I'm going with it. What you think, Sam?
Don't kill you, go for it. Recognizing how fear operates in our life helps us reclaim control. Oh, boom. Here it is. When we understand that fear is often an illusion, we move forward in confidence. So fear is nothing that's real. If you tell yourself this ain't real, I can do this, I can jump, I can fly. Like if you tell yourself you can do it, then you will make a way to do it. So that's how I feel about it. When we realize that it's an illusion, then we're able to move different.
Right.
But if you think it's not an illusion, then that's where you're stuck in. That's where you just get stuck in drifting, stuck in your own head, in your own way. Because that's like if you wanted to take a trip, right? You take a trip, you say, I want to go to the Bahamas, for example, but I only have $500 on my bank account, but I want to buy this ticket. The ticket is only $200. I get paid in 3 weeks. You're putting yourself in a state of fear because you're afraid to go to wherever you want to go because of what you can see currently, not the blessing that may be in that trip to the Bahamas.
Right.
You know, so.
Okay. Take that. Don't be afraid to take that risk.
Yep. Don't be afraid to take that risk.
Engaging question. What are some fears you recognize in your life that have held you back? How did you overcome them?
I think we answered this last week. What are some fears that you've recognized in your life?
I say a fear for me personally. I probably say is not living up to my full potential, like not being everything that I know that I can and will be. You see what I'm saying? falling short of who I know that I am. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, not living up to my full potential. That's scary. Woo.
Yeah, no, seriously.
Because I know I could be up here. So just imagine if you know what I'm saying? It's like it's just so much more that you,
A fear for me would be...
That ain't really slowed me down, though. That's just motivated me, to be honest. So, I don't...
No, yeah, fear turns into motivation, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Dang, yeah. I guess you could say. What you think, though? Nothing?
I would just say me getting out my own way. That's been a fear of mine.
Okay.
Sam, you cannot keep being afraid of what's to come, basically. You cannot, I was trying to think of the answer I said last week. I'm like, that's on the lines of where I was going with it.
I know.
You cannot be afraid of what's to come, Sam. No matter what right now looks like, what tomorrow or the next moment look like may be your breakthrough, may be what you need to get, so you just can't be afraid of what's to come.
Be excited for what's to come.
Be excited for what's to come, even if it don't look exciting in the moment. Get excited, because what you're projecting out is what'll come to you.
Law of attraction.
Yes.
What you get out, you get back.
Yes. Maybe that's something we can tap into too.
Yeah, law of attraction, yeah. Some of those laws. All right, it's on you, ain't it?
Yep. So, an example answer I had put down here was, one fear I face is a fear of failure. It used to paralyze me from taking risks, which is very true. But once I realized that failure is just a stepping stone to growth, I start embracing it instead of avoiding it. So understand that failure is a stepping stone to growth. I think we all hear that. We hear that a lot. But actually hearing it today will change your life.
Right.
Fear, realizing that failure is just a stepping stone to growth.
Sometimes you gotta go through stuff, man. You gotta go through getting over those fears to after the point. Once you overcome them and you conquer them, oh man, you feel so much better. Once you conquer your fears, you look back at yourself like, why was you even scared of it in the first place?
No, seriously, because it's not happening to you; it's happening for you, for you to grow through it. So the struggles, chapter 5, the struggle between faith and fear. Understanding the concept, we're going to explore the idea of faith versus fear and how these opposing forces shape our reality. So, why faith and fear? This chapter is important because having faith, whether in a higher power, in yourself, or in your purpose, can be an antidote to fear. It's what keeps us anchored when life gets challenging. So, having faith keeps you anchored when life gets challenging. Having faith keeps you anchored when life gets challenging. And I think that we all can agree on that. I really do believe that we all can agree on that, because when life gets challenging, I know for me, first thing I do, I'm like, God, like, who am I supposed to become out of this? Like, who am I supposed to be? Sometimes it don't happen right away. Sometimes I'll just sit and I'll ponder in it, like, what is going on? And then I remember, like, Sam, you got to stay firm on who you believe. So go to God with it, because God has the answers for me.
Right.
So just realize, faith is the antidote to fear. How do you cultivate faith in your life when fear starts to creep in? How would you say? And if you're I know you're listening, tapped in. Go ahead and answer it. How do you cultivate faith in your life when fear starts to creep in?
Man, first of all, my faith is through the roof. My fear is through the roof, and it is things that not that you necessarily fear, but you might have an uncertainty on how it may play out. So that's almost like a fear in itself.
Yes.
An uncertainty on how things will play out that you're worried about. But then I snap back into who I serve, who I glorify, who I praise.
Yes.
And I know that it's all gonna be cool. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, so whatever I'm worried about, never stressing nothing like that, but small worries, nothing big, nothing major. Man, I go right back to the source.
Amen.
You know what, man? I'm going through it now, but I know that it'll turn out good later. Yeah, beautiful.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. And the question was, how do you cultivate faith in your life when fear starts to creep in? So I remember a while ago, you helped me because you said, go to God for everything. I can't remember what had happened that made you say that to me, but it just made me remember, like, God is literally the foundation of my life. So why am I going to man, or why am I worried about what man is? Man cannot approve what God has already ordained for my life, right? So how I cultivate faith in my life when fear starts to creep in is I just remind myself of what God has said, but most importantly, I remind myself that, Sam, so many people have not made it this far in life. And I'm just meaning by breath alone. I'm not talking about purpose or what I have. It's like so many people did not get to see today. So why are you letting fear overcome God?
Dictate. Why are you letting fear dictate anything that you have going on? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Clearly, I'm still here for a reason. So clearly, he still sees that there's some importancy on my life. So whatever I'm going through, I learned how to allow myself to embrace those emotions and those feelings, but I don't wear those emotions and those feelings anymore. I'll go through it, but I'm gonna go through it alone. Like, me and God, I'm telling you how I feel. I'm telling you why I feel the way I feel. I need your strength and your comfort, your peace. And immediately, y'all, he will do it. I promise you, he'll give me the peace that I need so that I can think clearly for my next step. Yep. So I remember, and this is an example I wrote down to talk about as well. I remember my past victories, times when I overcame what I thought was impossible. It's those moments. It's those memories that fuel my faith and remind me that I can face whatever comes my way. Okay. Again, just remembering who your God is. Remembering you're not alone. You're literally not alone. You gotta believe in something. Believe in God. Believe in what higher power, whatever. Just have faith. I have faith that it's all gonna play out the way you need it to. Not want it to, but need it to.
Like I say, if it don't kill you, go for it.
If it don't kill you, go for it.
Yeah, that's a good way to get over your fear.
Yes.
Oh, shoot! I can remember telling myself getting some of these tattoos, man. Going in there like, ooh, but then I get to think, you know what? This ain't going. I'll make it through this.
Yeah.
So you know what? That allows me to push through.
Yes.
Because some of them 8-hour sessions, wowzers. You know what I'm saying? Some of those tattoo sessions end up turning into spiritual things, man. Because once you're going through, like, I'm gonna be honest, like, I don't know if anybody that's viewing or listening has ever been through such prolonged pain, man. Like that it eventually turned into something spiritual. Like, I got to telling myself, if I can get through this, man, I can get through some stuff, and not even just physically, but mentally. Yeah. Like, mentally having to sit there in constant pain. Like, you understand what I'm saying? So yeah. Getting over that, knowing everything is going to be okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm nervous going into it, but this is not going to kill me. You understand? I'm going to make it through, and everything is going to be better afterwards. And it has been. All right, chapter 6, drifting with the devil. Sheesh, drifting with the devil. I automatically got a picture in my head of them surfing. Man. Drifting. When I think of drifting, I'm thinking of them surfing. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Before we go any further, I do want to give a shout out to TikTok, because TikTok just gave me a note saying that our live is popular. We have a popular live today. So thank you guys for tuning in. To our viewers and listeners that's watching us, you can catch us live every Monday at 10:30 a.m. on either Facebook, Instagram, TikTok for sure, Apple, and Spotify, Fit Sam Community Podcast.
Let's go. All right. Dive into the concept of drifting. When people lose focus on their goals and purpose, and how it leads to a life controlled by external forces. Hey. One that is not living in goals or purpose is easily manipulated.
Yes.
You are easily influenced.
Yes. And you blame others for something that you should be working on.
Right. Why it's important. Drifting is dangerous because it's subtle. You won't even notice it. It's something there to creep up on you in the last second. You notice you done strayed so far away from your God. You're going to have to claw and climb your way up out of that hole that you done dug yourself into unknowingly. Mm-hmm.
Digging yourself in an unknown hole, y'all. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. You don't always realize when it's happening, but it can lead to a life that's unfulfilling and far from what you truly want.
Wow.
Jeez, pay
Hold
attention.
on, hold on,
That was a good one, huh?
hold on.
That was a good one.
Drifting is dangerous because it's subtle. You don't always realize when it's happening, but it can lead to a life that's unfulfilling and far from what you truly want.
Mm-hmm.
So what I got from that and why it's so important is because okay. Heavy on the crowd that you hang around, heavy on the things that you listen to. If your mind cannot, if you don't know how to control what you're listening to, you need to control what you listen to. Another thing is watching how you speak to yourself and speak over people, because it'll come right back to you. It'll really come back out to you. And you think you're fulfilling a life because you got all these people around you or you got clout, but it'll never turn out how you want it. Scratched head.
Hey, no. Hey, emphasis on making sure. First of all, you have to come to the personal self-realization of who you are. You got to know that you are extremely mentally strong and not easily manipulative, because just like Sam said, a lot of the music, a lot of social media, a lot of these people that people look up to are getting the masses to drift.
Yes.
To drift away from one's goal, to drift away from one's purpose. A lot of these people's lives be so fixated on these celebrities. You understand what I'm saying? Comparing, man. And comparison is the killer of joy.
Comparison is the killer of joy. Take that down, somebody. Take that down.
Okay, why it's important. Drifting is dangerous. Oh, I already said that. Engaging question. How do we recognize when we are someone else is drifting in life? And why do you think drifting is so common in today's society?
We really just answered that, but we're gonna reread that question. How do we recognize when we are someone else's drifting in life, and why do you think drifting is so common in today's society? So, what I think about that is, when you realize that someone is drifting in life, I do believe in being sensitive to the ear that's hearing it and hearing you. Understand that people are going to hear you and respect you based upon how you talk to them. If you're talking to them out of some type of hostility, or even just, some people do need that stern talking, don't get me wrong, but in that case you would know how to talk to the masses of the people that you're talking to. But when realizing that someone is drifting, I do believe you just have to pay attention to them and get to know them and get to know like what they're actually going through, and realize that most of the times what people are going through, it's spiritual, right? So you just ask them, when's the last time you maybe prayed? When's the last time you meditated? When is the last time you had some time with God? When is the last time you had some time alone? Basically, that's how I will open up that conversation, and then just get to know what they're going through, and provide a judge-free environment. Allow them to feel that judge-free environment,
right,
for them to open up, soften their heart, and talk to me about whatever it is that they're going through. And I must say, for the past I'm 21, for the past 9 years, it has worked for me. Like, just being somebody that someone can trust to talk to, because I hear them.
Gotcha.
I'm going to hear you, and we're going to come up with a solution. For sure.
I like that. How do I recognize when we are when stuff just started not to going right? You understand what I'm saying? The universe is gonna let you know when you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Stuff just ain't gonna go right, and it's either going to make you sit down and tap out, or it's gonna motivate you to change something up.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when things ain't going right, and mine's, or you know what I'm saying, somebody that I know of, you know that there's, who are you talking? Are you praying to? Are you talking to? Like, what you got going on? You see what I'm saying? Like, so when things start to not go right, that be my realization. Like, okay, like maybe they need to be tapping into, you know what I'm saying, whoever they believe in, if they believe in anything.
Yes.
And
why do we think? Drifting is so common.
You know, today's society is like I said earlier, is easily impressionable.
Yeah. And people are trying to. I do believe that people are trying to find their life through someone else.
Right. Yeah. Easily impressionable. A lot of people are overly influenced by the wrong things. A lot of people are led astray, and a lot of people just don't know no better for real. They a lot of people don't know that they don't know a lot. Like, you understand what I'm saying? So yeah, today's society, and to be honest, I'm not mad at anybody in society, man. We've all been led astray. We've all been led by the powers that be. We've all been led towards these certain paths. You understand what I'm saying?
But this is your awakening. If you're listening to this podcast, if you're watching, this is your awakening.
Right.
For sure. This is your sign to find you.
Find your purpose.
Yes, find your purpose. So drifting often looks like complacency or a lack of motivation. It's when you're going through the motion without clear direction. It's coming because life distractions can easily pull us away from our true purpose. We need to be intentional about our actions to avoid this. There go that word, y'all. That word, intentional. Intentionality, like in any way that we can put intentional, that's the way that we should be living life. Intentional. When we talk to people, that's the way we should be living and talking to people. If you ask somebody how your day going, I got a question for the viewers and listeners right now. When you're walking in the store, when you're walking around, do you walk with your head down? Do you walk with your head up? Do you walk like you're bothered? Like, how do you walk? Because now you are a part of the masses of society that don't want to be bothered. But then again, y'all would be the ones to quickly to say that y'all are alone. You're not alone. I'm going to challenge you, if you're listening to this today, tomorrow, from this moment on, learn how to walk with your head up when you're out in public. If you have to text somebody back, sure, go ahead. But stop intentionally looking down when you walk and looking in your phone when you walk. Watch the beauty of who and what is around you when you walk with intention and walk with your head up. You will see that people are nicer than you think. And when they ask you how you doing, or if they crack a smile, don't mean mug them. Just smile back. Just show some teeth, and realize that who's supposed to be drawn to you is going to draw to you. You're just supposed to smile and walk. If you're supposed to smile and say, how you doing? Don't miss the moment. Don't miss that moment right there. See, we think we can get time back, but we can't. Literally can't get no time back. You could be the breakthrough for somebody. Just saying.
Yeah.
Seriously. Okay. So.
Was it the closing segment, huh?
Summarize some key points. So from chapters 4 and 6, some key points. We're gonna. Just that
concept, like I say, the concept of what's big with this book is gonna be the concept of drifting.
Yes.
Making sure that no matter. And this is something that I feel like we need to be pushing as well, or making sure that we need to really make sure that we get out there to our viewers and listeners is no matter what's going on in your life, good or bad, even when things are going overly good.
Yes.
Overly good. I mean, blessings are just raining down upon you. Nothing should ever drift you, not even a little bit. Like, just because things are going good don't mean you don't stop overly praising your God.
Amen.
You see what I'm saying? So knowing that drifting, you need to recognize and realize that drifting can happen both in good and bad states. So you can drift away from God when things are going good too, not just when things are going bad. So yeah, my key point would be the drifting, the confusion, the devil comes with confusion.
Yeah.
If it's something that you're confused about, maybe it's something that you don't need to be just necessarily involved in. If it's overly confusing to you, it's something that you just cannot, you're indecisive.
Yeah.
We talked about indecision.
Yeah.
Being indecisive is confusion. Indecisive is confusion. I'm confused about this. Well, maybe it's something that you don't need to, I don't know if I should do this or not.
Yeah.
If you got to question yourself and you're confused like that, it's probably something you need to probably stay away from.
No, seriously. Like, No, seriously.
Oh, seriously.
If you're questioning yourself on something that you should or shouldn't do, you're like, I shouldn't do this. Don't do it.
Right.
Do not do it. What stood out to me is the struggle between faith and fear, because I do believe that that's a big struggle that we have. Even those that are believers in God, you can still struggle between faith and fear. You know, you still have your doubts, but the antidote is, faith is the antidote to fear, and that's what keeps us anchored in our challenges. And then this quote really stood out to me is you don't always realize it's happening, but it can lead to a life of unfulfilling and far from what you want. It's like what we think we want is not what we want. So now you have to take what's taking account on what is it that you want and why do you want these things. When you get these things, what are you gonna do with it? You know, so that's this whole 4 through 6 was really good today. I would say very knowledgeable, very informative. So we would love to hear from you all. You can hashtag FitSam podcast. But the question that we want to ask you is, how do you apply these lessons to your life from this moment on? Again, you can use the hashtag FitSam podcast. And we will read it, respond, get back to y'all, all that good stuff. But the question is, how are you applying these lessons to your life? And if you want to go buy the book, go ahead and buy the book to follow along. If not, just meet us here next Monday at 10:30 a.m. where we're here to enrich, enlighten, and inspire.
All our viewers and listeners.
All of our viewers and listeners. So the closing question is, what steps will you take this week to strengthen your faith and avoid drifting?
What is one thing you would do this week to strengthen your faith
and avoid drifting?
Buying into my purpose more.
Ooh.
Yeah. Being a true benefit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Getting out of that comfort zone of just always probably like overly playing the back role. You know what I'm saying? Like, still playing the back row, don't get it wrong, but when I feel like it's my time to step in and really, really, really contribute to what's going on, being a great contribution to those around me.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's going to start today with we got a shoot coming up. Yeah, let's go. Being a contribution, a great one.
I love that answer. So for me, my answer would be is putting God first. Like, don't worry about nothing else, Sam. Put God first. Put God first. That's how I'm going to avoid drifting, and that's how I'm going to strengthen my faith, because I see ways that I can continue to put God first.
I like that. I like that.
Yes. So, we love you guys.
Let's go. Remember, that is Outwitting the Devil, the book by Napoleon Hill, series 11, episode 2. We out. Thank y'all, man.
Thank you.
See y'all next Monday. I feel like I ended that sloppy like that. My hand did all this right here. Oh, shit. Damn.
No.
All right. Sheesh, let's get it.
Yeah, that was good.